Hello and welcome back to the channel, guys. So today we're going to be having a look at the RTX 5060 Gigabyte Windforce edition of the card. We're going to be looking at the temps of the card here. I would normally test the performance and the quiet bias, but this GPU only comes with, the normal bias. It doesn't even have a switch. So we're going to test the temperatures here after 15 minutes of running and all that. So I will have all the timestamps, guys, in the description below for you guys to see as well. All the specs and everything in the description as well. And yeah, we're going to do some benchmarks as well here on this card. I will have everything down below, guys, so anywhere you want to go to in the video, you're gonna have it all down below. Also, I will have affiliate links in the description below as well, guys. It's gonna be the Amazon UK one, so if you do want to pick this card up, please make sure to pick up through the link below because it does support the channel. All right, guys, so the weight of this card is 514 grams, which is 1.1 pounds. The length of this card is 20 centimeters long, which is 7.8 inches. The width of this card is 10.5 centimeters, which is 4.1 inches. To power this GPU, you're going to need one 8-pin PCIe connector. This GPU has 3 DisplayPort 2.1B and it has one HDMI 2.1B. Right, guys, so this card has 3,840 CUDA cores, has a core clock of 2,497 MHz, has 30 RT cores, has 8 GB of GDDR7 on a 128-bit bus, has a memory bandwidth of 448 GB per second. Gigabyte also suggests a 450 watt power supply. This GPU is 2 slots wide. Alright, guys, so we're on the Gigabyte website here. We can see that this GPU has server grade thermal conductive gel here on the VRMs and the MOSFETs here, and it also uses a copper plate with copper heat pipes here. This GPU also has an extended heatsink here just to get extra cooling here for the GPU, because literally this PCB ends right here. It's a really tiny PCB, so they just added a little extra bit here just to get more cooling out of this GPU. And also, guys, it does have a reinforced backplate here, but it sadly is a plastic backplate, so I'm really sad to see that, to be honest, guys, because it would have been nice if they added a metal backplate here, but of course they wanted to cheap out a little bit and they just added the plastic one. It's not a big deal because this card doesn't pull much power, so it doesn't really matter too much, but it would have been nice to see a metal backplate here. And that's about it, guys, for this card, really. I mean, there's nothing else here except from the Hawk fans as well that all these cards feature, really. So yeah, except from the Hawk fans here, there's nothing else to really talk about here with this GPU. It's just a simple design, simple card. It's £300, $300 here, so it's nothing crazy here. It's just a simple design of the card. Okay, so here we have my GTX 1050 Ti on the bottom, we got the 5060 in the middle, and we got the 9070 XT tough on the top here. Right, guys, so we got The Last of Us Part 2 here. After 15 minutes, we're playing in 1080p, ultra settings with DLSS on quality here, and we're seeing around 63 degrees on the core here, nearly 1,700 RPM on the fans here, power draw of about 125 watts here, and around 100 FPS here, guys. The 1% lows are not looking too amazing as well. They're under 60 here, so it's quite a bad day, I have to say, guys, honestly. And I do normally put memory temps here, but for some reason it doesn't let me put them on, so I can't even show you guys the memory temp, sadly. Also, guys, as you heard on the sound test as well, it's not really that loud as well with this card. Like, nearly 1,700 RPM. It's pretty decent, like the noise level. It's really quiet, guys, honestly. All right, guys, so we have FORZA Ryzen 5, 1080p, ultra settings with TAA, no RT as well, guys. With RT, I was getting around 60 FPS here, so I just turned that off. I think with this card you shouldn't really be using ray tracing because it's just a low-end card and it's just really hard on the GPU here to run, so I don't recommend RT at all with this card, guys. But here we're getting like 80 to 90 FPS. It does depend on the area that you're in, so around 90 FPS, something like that. The GPU has got 62 degrees here, 1,600 RPM on the fans here. We're using nearly 8 GB of VRAM, guys. You can see like the 8 GB here is just barely enough, literally. It's literally basically here, 8 GB of VRAM here. We're getting 2,730 MHz on the clock here, and the GPU is pulling around 150 watts. Right, guys, so in The Last of Us Part 1 here, we have 1080p high, DLSS on quality here. We're seeing around 110 FPS here in this area. We're literally hitting that 8 GB mark already, guys, so like I said before, it's just 8 GB is just crazy, but 120 watts being pulled, and the GPU is sitting here at 63 degrees, and the 1% lows, guys, are really bad here for some reason. We're getting like 45 FPS here on the 0.1% lows here, so yeah, it's quite bad here. I don't know why, but it could be because of that VRAM, to be honest. Like, look at it's looking like it's going over that 8 gigabytes now. So I think that's probably causing the 1% lows to be that bad. All right, guys. So we have Stalker 2 out of Chernobyl here. 1080p high settings. DLSS on quality here. And we're seeing 60 degrees here on the GPU core. 96% usage for some reason. I'm not sure why, but I don't know why it's such a low usage here on the GPU. But we're using 6 gigabytes of VRAM as well. And we're pulling around 100 watts here as well. Guys, the stuttering here in this cable is horrible. I don't know what the hell was going on, but as you guys can see on the 1% lows here, 42 on the 1% lows and the 0.1% lows are 7 FPS. For some reason, I don't know what the hell's going on here, guys, but it might have just been the area or something like that, but it was just really stuttery. I genuinely think it's the area, guys, or maybe it's loading something in, because I've done a whole benchmark on this GPU in this game, and I wasn't getting any of these stutters like that, so I genuinely think it was just loading something in. Alright, guys, so we have Red Dead Redemption 2 here, 1080p, ultra settings, DLSS on quality here. We're seeing around 70 FPS here, which is not too bad, guys, but this game is quite old, so I was kind of expecting a little bit more FPS here with this card, but you know, 70 FPS is still playable here. We're getting 62 degrees on the GPU core here, and look at the usage, guys, on the GPU. For some reason, it's low again, like it was in Stalker 2 here. We're getting like a 94-95% usage here for some reason. No idea why that's happening here. The 1% lows are bad as well, guys, so we're getting like 40 FPS here on the 0.1% lows, and we're getting like 50 FPS here on the 1% lows, and the GPU is pulling 120 watts here, and we're using nearly 6 gigabytes of VRAM here as well. We have 1600 RPM on the fans here as well. And lastly here, we have The Last of Us Part 2 remastered here, 1080p ultra settings, DLSS on quality here, and we're seeing the same thing here with the GPU usage like we were seeing in the last 2 games as well here, like 94%, 95%. I don't know what the hell's going on here. We're seeing nearly 8 gigabytes of VRAM getting used here, so yeah, that 8 gigabytes again, guys, honestly, it's just insane work, honestly, guys. Look at this, guys, 7.5 gigabytes of VRAM used, 100 watts getting pulled here on the GPU. We're getting 50s here in this area, so 55 FPS here. The 1% lows are bad again, so we're getting like 41 FPS on the 0.1% lows here, 45 on the 1% lows. It's just a stuttery mess here, guys. The more I get into this area here, the laggier it gets, so just really, really bad, guys, honestly. I'm just gonna let this play here for a bit longer, guys, just to show you what's gonna happen here with the FPS, because it's absolutely gonna tank here. Alright, guys, so we're at the conclusion here, and do I recommend this card? Probably not, guys, honestly, but the 8 gigabytes here, especially with the 9060 XT that's literally around the corner. I think it's coming out in like 6 days here, with the 16 gigabytes of VRAM, and it says it's going to be like $50 more than the 5060 here, so, you know, it's a no-brainer, honestly, spending that extra 50, getting that 16 gigabytes of VRAM, but we're going to see what the price is anyway, because if the MSRP price is not going to be there, then maybe might not be worth it then, but definitely with that 16 gigabytes of VRAM, I think is going to be a better deal than this card, because you know the 8 gigabytes here is just really not enough, guys. Like most games now do take more than 8 gigabytes. You're gonna have to really lower your settings if you want to use this GPU. You know, it can still get you by though, for like, you know, if you just play an FPS games, you can get by with this card. You know, it won't be too much of an issue here. But if you do want to enjoy like some games like, you know, The Last of Us games, like, you know, the part 1 and the part 2, you're really gonna need to like lower the settings down a little bit just to, you know, get by with that 8 gigabytes of VRAM. That is just like the 2 games that I'm talking about, but there's many more games that, you know, just eat VRAM, and 8 gigabytes is just not going to be enough to get by unless you're willing to, you know, put the settings down. Then you will be able to play them, but you're gonna have to really lower the settings down for that. So I know you guys probably heard it from a lot of YouTubers now just complaining about that VRAM, but it's a valid point though, honestly, because you know, if you're paying £300 for a card or $300, you know, you do want to be able to play a game even in 1080p with like the highest settings at least. You know what I mean? So it's a 1080p card, and you keep having to like compromise with the settings to, you know, not go over that 8 gigabytes of VRAM, which is just really annoying. So but yeah, guys, I will have affiliate links in the description below if you guys are willing to pick this up. I don't recommend it, but if you guys are going to pick it up, I will have the link in the description below. So if you guys do buy through that link, I will get a commission for it, so it would help the channel out. If you guys enjoyed this review here, please drop a like, subscribe, comment, because these videos do take a long time to make. So I would greatly appreciate if you guys liked the video and subbed and, you know, commented there. I'm going to sign out, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.